everyone, welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the full moon eclipse reading for the sign of Gemini. Now this is going to be a little bit of a different video than I normally make, where I just do your tarot reading, because today I'm so happy to be collaborating with my good friend Lady Danni, aka Landed Gentress, who is a master herbalist, and she will be doing a second portion to this video where she's going to be discussing some different herbs that you can get to help with purification and cleansing, to help sort of get rid of negative energies, you know what I mean, and sort of refresh yourself spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, right? So this is our first collab. Well, I guess this is now our 6th collab. The fire signs are already up and the earth signs are already up. And now we're going to get right into you, Gemini, and see what is your outcome, or your your outlook rather, for this full moon period. Now, this is a full moon, full eclipse, right? So this is a very auspicious time. Certainly a perfect time to do cleansing. Whenever we have an astrological aspect like an eclipse or a solstice, equinox, and certainly our regular full moons and new moons, cleansing is always a good idea. Purification is always a good idea. And so we pick this time to go ahead and produce these videos. Now, for your full moon period, I'm going to go ahead and pull out an animal spirit for you, Gemini, just to see what the spirit of your full moon period may be like. Today is December 26th, so the full moon is going to be at its peak, I guess, this evening, right? And the eclipse is happening, obviously, this evening also. So let's see what kind of energy you may be dealing with today, right? Some of you in the world, 26 has already happened, but in any case, let's just see what our beautiful Geminis have to look forward to. Now, these energies are going to continue for several days after the full moon, okay? So this reading, if you resonate with it, the energy surrounding it should linger for quite some time. We have Spider Spirit. Wow, now this came out earlier. I think it was for Virgo it came out, actually. Spider Spirit, very strong earth spirit, Gemini. And we're talking about making your dreams come real. But how do we do that, right? The spider talks about, you know, when we work with the universe, we're working with the spirit. A lot of us call it working with spirit, or working with our spirits, our guides, our angels, whatever it is you personally believe in. When we're working with the energies of the universe to make our dreams come true, it's very important that we do our part, right? We can't expect the universe to bring things to us without us working for them, and certainly without us being committed and intentional. And the spider talks about that. The spider talks about, you know, taking the first step towards your dreams, right? Now, in terms of obstacles in the way of this, you know, is there other things that you're doing? Are you sort of wasting your time maybe online with too much social media? Or are you, you know, sort of obsessing over an old relationship? Or, you know, are you keeping your mind sort of busy with old things, or with sort of unnecessary activities that are kind of stopping you from making that first step? This is something that we can look at during this period, right? So Spider Spirit tells you, if that's the case, it's time to put those things down and to really go out into the world and make your first steps into making your dreams come true, right? And when you make a step towards your dreams, a real practical step, because of course Spider Spirit is definitely an earth spirit, an earth element animal spirit. We're talking about taking very practical steps, being very committed, going out and talking to people, you know what I mean? Doing the work, not just sitting and daydreaming, right, Gemini? So this is what we mean. So if this is the case, or if you're finding blockages to doing that, then of course the second portion of this video is going to be perfect for you. And of course, if you want to jump ahead, it will be time-stamped in the description for you. But for right now, let's go ahead and pull out your 3 cards, Gemini, to see what you may or may not be dealing with this full moon eclipse period, December 26, 2019. And of course, this may not resonate with all of you, and that's absolutely fine. This is just really a short video to look into the energies surrounding this period. certainly surrounding this full moon. I'm going to try to get through all of the videos, obviously, today. All right, let's get right into it. Gemini, the Hermit, the Knight of Wands, and the Seven of Swords. Why is Seven of Swords everywhere? Cross watchers, sound off below in the description and comment box. Tell me what you think, because the Seven of Swords, you will know watching different videos that it has been everywhere today. Five of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. So I wonder, Gemini, this is kind of what I was wondering earlier with this spider spirit. You're wanting your dreams to come true, right? You're wanting to make real steps towards them, but perhaps there are some blockages. I wonder if they are over an old relationship, right? Five of Cups talks about still regretting the way something went down, perhaps regretting, you know, the way a breakup happened, or maybe just regretting or mourning the loss of a particular relationship that was very important to you, right? Five is the number for power struggle. And Five of Cups, there's the Chariot. Five of Cups talks about an internal power struggle that we all have when we need to decide between wallowing in the past and being brave enough to face the future, right? Oftentimes we wallow in the past because that's the pain we know. And the pain we know is much more comfortable to deal with than the unknown, right? Certainly than the unknown possible pain we may experience in the future. And so this is one of the reasons why people do have an internal power struggle with this sort of decision. You may say to yourself, well, it's easy to just, it's easy to look forward to the future. Why would anybody want to keep their head in the past? But it really isn't that easy. You know, human nature is such a way that we have anxiety and fears over a lot of different sort of issues and aspects of our life. And one of those fears is definitely the fear of the unknown. And so, like I said, in a lot of ways, it can feel more comfortable, or perhaps it can feel safer to remain with a pain that you know, right, than to sort of perhaps take a step into an unknown territory and possibly risk pain coming towards you that you don't know, right? And so this is one of the aspects of Five of Cups. In any case, we are asking you, definitely the spirits are asking you to lift your head and begin to look forward, because there are two cups there in your future, and they indicate the possibility of new relationships, healthy relationships, and happy relationships. Now, Virgo, Hermit energy. I said Virgo because the Hermit is the card for Virgo energy. Gemini, you're resonating with this a little bit, right? Resonating with a little bit of this Hermit energy. This is what you're coming in to this week with, right? So certainly, I think for some of you, you have possibly recently gotten out of a difficult relationship, or perhaps it's been a while since you've been in this relationship, and you took sort of the path of the Hermit, right? The path of sort of self-transformation, really walking alone, being solitary, getting into your own bag, as it were, you know, because you really didn't want to see anyone else or deal with anyone else. I think you were mourning the end of this relationship. It certainly has been quite difficult for you, but coming into this full moon period, it's quite interesting. There is a Knight of Wands energy that you meet up with. Now, this Knight of Wands is really quite interesting along with this Hermit, because yes, you have been quite solitary, working on your own, being on your own, but that doesn't mean you haven't been working towards your dreams, right? And so Spider Spirit talking about making your dreams come true in a sense of, or making your dreams real in the sense of being very proactive. Well, the Knight of Wands is all about that, right? The Knight of Wands is all about passion and going after your dreams and your goals, not really slowing down for anyone, right? Attacking your dreams and goals, right? The Knight of Wands is very enthusiastic. He's very optimistic, right? Sometimes he can be overly optimistic, right? And he can be reckless, right? The Knight of Wands is certainly can be reckless in his sort of and his passion to sort of go after something. And so take care, but you do have this sort of desire, you have this fire under you, and you're very sort of solitary in a Gemini, because of course you are resonating with Hermit energy. So you are very much on your own right now. But it is interesting that this Knight of Wands energy is what you're adopting this full moon period. I think you get a fire sort of under your ass in a way to go after your dreams. You round off though with a Seven of Swords, and that's quite interesting because Seven of Swords is the card for treachery and futility, right? And this is the energy you round off with. Now, it could be a feeling that the steps that you're taking are very futile, right? That they're not working. All right, it could be for some of you. Now, Seven of Swords, not only is it a card for futility, but it is for treachery as well. For some of you, the steps that you're taking aren't working, not because you're not making the right steps, but because someone behind the scenes is working against you, perhaps, right? They're being very underhanded. Usually Seven of Swords is someone very close, because usually it's those who are close to us who want to covet what we have or covet our dreams, right? And so in this sense, in either way, there's some negative energy, whether it's the case that your actions just aren't sort of working because perhaps you haven't been as present as you totally need to be. Although you have all the enthusiasm in the world, you're not making the right steps because you're still kind of cutting corners. And that is the essence of futility. Or you are really putting all your efforts forward and they still aren't working because somebody's got some negative energy towards you. Now, in any case, this is a perfect time to segue into Lady Danni, aka Landed Gentress, portion of the video, because she's going to talk to you about some herbs that you can use to help cleanse and purify and to certainly get rid of negative energy and get rid of negative energy that people do to you. And without further ado, Lady Danni.
Hi, this is Lady Danni from Landed Gentress Handcrafted Herbals. And if you've just had a reading, maybe you intend on acting upon the information you've just learned. Towards that end, I'm hoping to show you how herbs and plants can help. And this is Cedrus deodora, or cedar wood. Cedar is a member of the evergreen family and offers a lot as far as being an anti-inflammatory and helping with bronchitis as well as urinary tract infections. It's also been used traditionally for things like oily hair and things that need to be detoxed, because that's what cedar does. It actually is for purification, and used spiritually and psychically, it's not only for purification but also to drive away evil spirits. It's also fantastic for calming fear, relieving nervous tension, helping to quell anger, and also anger that has a lot of aggression tied to it. During biblical times, cedars covered the area between Lebanon and Turkey, and it was considered a symbol of strength, dignity, and nobility. In fact, I believe it's the flag of Lebanon that actually has a cedar on it. The ancient Egyptians used it for ships, and for furniture, and for coffins. And the wood resists insects, which is probably why you'll remember your grandmother having a cedar chest or a cedar cabinet to keep out moths. It's also been used in mummification as part of the purification process before you're sent off to meet the gods in the underworld. And in the Gilgamesh epic, it talks about how Noah, having survived the flood, mixed myrtle and cedar and burned it. And it was a fragrant offering that pleased God. Cedar, when used for purification, is easy to burn in the same way that you burn sage. You get it in a bundle, you light the end until it catches, and then you're going to kind of blow, or if you're using the traditional feather, waft it around your body as well as all the four corners of the room, which ties into the earth, wind, fire, water situation. So if you prefer to have your purification without all the smoke, then I do offer a cedarwood sage soap. This is a great 1-2 punch because sage is great for cleansing and for purification and for healing, while cedar comes in and not only gets that purification ramped up, but can also drive away negative spirits and negativity in general. So if you're going into what could be a fraughtful situation, maybe you want to shower with this because the natural oils of cedar wood work in the same way that burning cedar wood into the atmosphere does. So that is it for now. If you're interested in more of my products, you can go to landedgentress.etsy.com. In the meantime, thanks for listening, and remember, Mother Nature sends her love.
Hello again. If you made it to this portion of the video, that means you just finished watching Lady Danni, aka Landed Gentress portion of the video, reviewing some herbs that you can use to help protect yourself from negative energy, from evil energy that perhaps people are trying to put onto you or put into your life to help you to cleanse and to purify. And I do hope you enjoyed that portion of the video. If you like this collaboration video, tarot and herbalism video, please like, subscribe, and share. Leave us some comments and let us know how you feel about it. Don't forget to check out Lady Danni Landed Gentress on YouTube. She does have a YouTube page, but she has also her Etsy store and her website where you can go ahead and purchase the smudge kits that she talked about, and plenty of other sort of herbs that she has available to you there. She really is an excellent herbalist. And she has many, many more videos that you can watch on her YouTube channel as well. But for right now, thank you so much, my lovely Gemini, and have a wonderful full moon eclipse. Bye-bye now.